Hello and welcome. In this tutorial I'm going to be making three parts to it. The first part will go over how to create these parts in here, the cap, a screw, and a body for a C-clamp. The second part of the series will be creating the threads, threading the screw, and then tapping the hole in Onshape. And the last one will be creating an assembly, and we'll add some screwing relations to the actual assembly. So what I mean by that is so you have mates on this, and then you take those mates and add a relation on top of it. And so then if you actually slide it, it screws in and out. So pretty neat. And SolidWorks definitely has better relations when it comes to this currently, as for what I'm seeing, because you can't really animate this. At least I don't know how to, and I've looked on the web and I couldn't find anything. But you can animate other things, like the mates themselves, like a revolute mate. You can animate, and you can see that in my hinge assembly videos. Okay, so let's get started. We are going to first just create all the parts, no threading, just all the parts. So I'm going to start with the body here, and so I'm going to start with a sketch, come on to the front, and then with a corner rectangle, that's fine. Right at the origin there, start there, and then dimension the overall, which would be 4. And now I'm going to start drawing in some lines. So a line here, kind of get my overall shape. Line there, line up, and then another line over here. And now I am going to add in some radius, and I'm looking right here. Sketch fillet, so here and here, and that's going to be 0.25, and then here and here 0.25, and then that's a 0.375, so 0.375, and then I'm going to trim. So trim this section here with this. Don't worry about the dimension going away, we'll get that back. And now I am going to dimension the height, which is 2, and this piece here is 0.25. This piece here is 0.75. From this edge to this bottom is 0.75. Here to here. Oop, bogging down a little bit. Too many windows open. This is going to be 0.75. And what are we missing here? Oh, overall, right? That was the first one that kind of went away on us. Here to here, That needs to be 4. And that looks good. 7.5. What's going on up here? Oh, there we go. That needs to be 2.5. And it might not look exactly like that, but it is, and that's good. So we're going to extrude that out by 0.75. 0.75. Check it off. That's good. And now we need to get this hole here, and it's actually going to be a little bit smaller than the 3/8 because we're going to have to tap the hole, which is going to get rid of material, and so we want a smaller tap hole, and you can get that by just going tap drill chart, or yeah, so that, and then we'll go here and we'll look for the 3/8, excuse me. 3/8. No, this isn't a good one. Let's go to, I had one. Diameters. There we go. All right, so 3/8. 3/8, 16. Here we go. And then oh, we don't want the major diameter. I'm sorry. Sorry about this. Let's go 3/8. There we go. UNC to tap drill size 5/16. There we go. So 5/16 is going to be the hole. And so we're going to sketch on this face. I'm going to make a line that goes through the center, LQ. And I'm going to go back to my drawing over here so I can see what I'm doing. And the circle is going to go here. And this is going to be 5/16. Not 3/8, right? Even though that's the size here, right? It's 5/16 because that's the tap hole size. And now I'm going to dimension from that center point to there, and that's going to be 0.375. And then I'm going to cut it out, and I'm going to just say up to face. I'm going to click on this face, and we're removing. Check it off, and we're good. So we got the base here, the block, the actual C block. So I can name that block. And now I'm going to move on to the screw. So I'm going to start in my front plane, sketch front plane, circle here, dimension, and it's 0.5. And I need to extrude this. And I'm going to extrude it by 0.562. check it off, and we're good. Gonna add the chamfer. Excuse me. Add the chamfer to an edge, and it is a distance and an angle, and the distance is 1/16. The angle's 45. Check it off, and we're good. Now we're going to go to the top plane and add this pin here. So realistically, there'd probably be a hole through this shaft, and then the pin would be kind of hammered in. But instead of doing that, we're gonna we're gonna extrude a pin out from the middle, which is on the top plane, and we're gonna extrude it from both. We're gonna extrude it in two directions. So sketch, click on my top plane, circle, go from here and enter the dimension, and it is 0.125, and that distance is, not that distance, I want this distance from the midpoint to the edge, and that will be 0.312. And we're going to extrude it in two directions, and it's 2 inches total, so 1 inch in each direction of the middle should get it right. That looks good. Now we are going to make this shaft. Sketch. I'm going to go onto this face, circle, midpoint, dimension, and this is going to be the 3/8, so that will actually be a 3/8 because we're going to be cutting away from the 3/8. So the major diameter of the major diameter, right, is 3/8, indeed 3/8. So 3 divided by 8. Then we're going to extrude this out this length here. So that's going to be, it doesn't give us that length, but we can do some simple math. So it would be 3.875. 3.875, make sure we're going in the right direction here, minus, we need to take away this 0.562, and also this 0.281. And that will get the length we need. And then we're going to add on this little end of the cylinder where the cap's actually going to go on. So sketch again, and we're going to go at the end here, create the circle, dimension it out to 0.24, and it's going to extend out 0.281. 0.281. Make sure I'm going in the right direction, and I am. So that looks good. Again, we'll do the threads in the following video. So this can be renamed to screw and hide it. And then I am going to create the cap. So the cap, we'll start off in the front again. Sketch, click on my front plane, and so I'll use this as my front view as it's noted. Dimension this out, and that will be 0.687. And then I am going to extrude it by 0.125. Oh, you know what? Instead of doing this, I'm going to do this a different way, because then I'm going to have to make like a cone shape and make another plane and extrude it to the plane, yada yada yada. So rather than do that, I'm gonna just revolve it, and I'm gonna revolve it along the right plane. So I'll show you what I mean. So sketch, right plane, let's go normal to that plane, and I'm gonna create a side profile of this shape. So line, start in the middle, the center, go up, and then what does the side look like? There's a vertical line, and there's an angled line, and then there's a horizontal line, and then the vertical line to connect the shape. So now if I'm looking at like a side view of this, right, I'm now going to dimension this because I'm going to revolve instead of extrude. So now I'm dimensioning this to be, so that's 0.5 diameter, so radius would be 0.25. This will be the overall height, which is 0.375. Whoa. This will be 0.125. This will be 0.5, I think. Nope. Sorry. 0.687 divided by 2. And now I have my shape. I'm just going to revolve it. And the revolve axis will be the origin. Check it. And now I have two holes, right? I have a counterbore here, and just that 0.25 can go through the whole thing. So I'm going to create a sketch up here, circle, up top, right on the origin. This one is my smaller, so 0.25, and I will remove it through all, check it off, and now come on the bottom, sketch, circle, a little bit bigger, dimension this, and this one is noted here, the 0.375, and a depth of 0.125, so 1/8. So this is 0.375, and the depth we'll be removing is 0.125. Yeah, okay. Check it off, and now we have our little cap. All right, so now we have all the parts renamed the cap. In the next video, I'm going to go over how to cut the threads into so like cut a thread into this, so like kind of like a die process, and then tap a hole by cutting threads here through the hole. We're using a helix. So if you have these parts made, continue on to videos 2 and 3, and we'll have our whole assembly made. All right, thank you for watching.